All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Bracha, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And this is going to be a video, as you can see in the title. Reality is coming with a big hit. Okay, reality is coming with a big hit. And I was watching this video that was done by the elder brother Amawan Gabar. I didn't get all the way through it, okay, but if you haven't seen it, I've linked it in the description box. So, check it out, watch and be edified. But as I was watching this video, when you listen to what the lady is saying in the beginning, she's pretty much stressed out, contemplating taking an express trip back to the spirit world, all right, via a bullet, um, because of the hardships and stuff. That at least she's realizing, that reality is setting in. It's starting to finally set in to the minds of the average people. Okay, because you got average people, right? And then because what is that saying? It's there's some who see when they're not told, some who see when they're told or see when they're showed, and then some they just don't see regardless. um, so in essence, you have these individuals now. It's getting to the point where the average folk are starting to hear this more and more, and it's not that is they're hearing it for the first time, but what they're hearing is now reiterating the things that we've been prophesying and saying for all these years. Okay, starting with the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone on down, and even their elders and their teachers. Okay, who have been prophesying of this time of hardship, of economic collapse, of this chaos that's to come. And nobody really took heed at that time. But when I say nobody, I'm referring to the masses of the people. Okay, of course, the elect will take heed. Um, However, they didn't really take heed, right? And she even says in the video that there was a post that she saw. I think she said by Elon Musk, and she didn't want to click on it because she didn't want to freak out. And that's these people's mindset, right? They hear us talking about these things. The average individual who walks by a camp hears something about destruction coming, and you're living on this land. I mean, wouldn't you at least stop to inquire and say, wait, hold on a minute. Did you just say the economy is going to collapse? Did you just say martial law is coming? What's that? What do you mean? But sometimes there are people that just don't actually care, and there are some people that are just too scared to care. They don't want it's already frightening enough for them that they don't want to hear it, right? It's like people that you tell them, hey, I have bad news. They say, no, don't even tell me at all. That's worse for you. It's better you hear the news, even if it's bad, you're informed, than to just say, no, I don't want to hear it at all. But now what's happening is you don't have an option. You're not hearing this news is not esoteric. It's not confined to some space somewhere. Now you're feeling these things. Now you are starting to draw these conclusions that, damn, this looks like reality. This isn't back 5, 7, 10 years ago where it seemed like a far off. These are things that are now affecting your everyday life. And when you ask, you hear the same answer over and over again. When you turn on the news, you hear the same thing, and it's all in the direction that, damn, this place is really going down. There's no way around it. And the sooner you realize it, the better. But for some people, it doesn't matter at what point they realize it. It's going to be too late. And the thing is, there's going to be it's going to be a very, very chaotic time, but especially on a mental level for a large majority of the people here on the American soil and really around the world. But I say here in the American soil because everything has been twisted. People have been made so relaxed, so unprepared, so weak-minded, weak physically, weak in all possible ways, that the slightest discomfort, will make somebody lose their mind. Telling them that you have to wait an extra hour for food will make them lose their mind. And you think somebody like that is ready to survive a famine? To go 3 days, 5 days, as long as it is until they drop dead because there's no food? How do you think these people are going to do? Now, another aspect of society that has really, really, really messed people up is it has turned men against women and women against men. And the when what does it say? Let's get that real quick in the book of Isaiah 3:12. Okay, it says here, as for my people, who are the Lord's people, the children of Israel. Children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. And why is that? Because the oppressor, Esau Edom, has set up a system in which it is made that to that extent where it is normalized for women, not only by hyping it up, first off, over sexualizing everything, okay, but when you look at the workplace, there's always this push for the excuses. Oh, women are not recognized enough, or they're not this, they're not that. Let's put them to the forefront. Let's put them. But what you're actually doing is you're doing something against the natural order, but you're putting it in the light of equality, or this or that. But that, at the end of the day, is not sustainable. That's suboptimal, because when no matter what you do, you can't fight nature. Nature will always. It's like turning a device, like forcing something in the opposite way. Eventually, something is going to give, and it's going to return right back to its original state. And that's what's going to happen when all hell breaks loose, when reality sets in, when reality comes in with a big hit, boom, right in the side of your head. Now your whole ear swollen, your right eye is closed. Okay, and the mindset of men and women is going to revert to their natural order. Okay, but with a lot of these so-called men, there's going to be something that breaks along the way. It's going to be like malfunction, error. I can't find the original state because this dude is not a man anymore. So instead of reverting to a man, they go revert to something else. Let's put it like that. Okay, but the point is, now that reality is setting in, now women want to be feminine again. Now they're realizing that I don't want to be the strong Wonder Woman on the front lines. I don't want that. It's not comfortable. It's not fun. It's like it. But you're like a sheep that drove your shepherd away, and now the wolves have come, and now you're turning around like you need help. Well, you drove the shepherd away. Okay, so let's read this. Let's keep reading. It says, "O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths." Because the second you start going against nature is a natural order. The Lord set it up that way. The omniscient said, this is the way it should be done. I created this to work this way. It's not for you to come and figure out how you think this should work, or trying to change it to what you think. The way it works is the way it was designed to work. So when you try to change that and force it in another way, you will eventually, inevitably face chaos, because you're trying to go against nature. So as hardships kick in, okay, as you can see, this is just one of many examples. And like we've been saying, society is still partially functioning right now. You haven't even seen anything yet. The ball hasn't fully dropped yet. The foundation is now shaky, but the ball hasn't dropped yet. And if this is the state that you are in, and the ball hasn't dropped yet, then my oh my, is reality going to have fun with you? Okay, and these people have absolutely no clue, man. It's going to be a one hell of a time. Now, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 32, and I'm going to start at verse 2 and jump down. It says, "And a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land." And what are all these things? These things symbolize stability, things that are desired, that are needed, right? A hiding place from the wind, a covert from the tempest, rivers of water in a dry place. These are things that you yearn for, you quote unquote need. And the Lord is saying through the mouth of Isaiah that, in essence, that's going to be the role of a man, but not just any man. Okay, a man of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, a man that has the spirit of the Lord to guide him, to lead him, so that he may have his head on straight, to make proper decisions. Decisions are not, not every decision is going to be easy. Not every decision is going to be clear and straightforward. And even when you find out, what the decision is, not every decision is easy. But that's when you put emotions aside and you say, you know what, based on what the circumstance is, based on how things are going, this is going to be the best outcome. This is what we have to do. Okay, people are so accustomed to wanting the easy route. There always has to be some shortcut, some quick way, some fast money, something that doesn't involve actually working for it. And that's what this place is accustomed people to get used to. But for a period of time, there's gonna be anarchy. And people are gonna see real life, eye to eye, face to face, feel to feel, what it's like to live in the real world of hell. For all you hell doctrine lovers, you're gonna see hell face to face and see how much you love it then. So jumping down to verse 9, it says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease." Now, right now, like I read, right? Ye women that are at ease, but this is gonna apply to both men and women and children. You got some rude ass, evil gremlin babies running around here, and they're not exempt. Okay, those demonic little children running around, the Most High, he got a little sign for them too, or a lot of sign for them, because they think they can just slip under the radar. You got these gremlins, high school kids, and all this bullshit running around, doing stupid things that is unbecoming, okay, of an Israelite. Guess what? The Most High is gonna have some judgment for you, painful judgments too. So don't set trip thinking, oh, I'm, it's all right, I'm not of a certain age yet. So no. Most High don't play that. So it says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech." And how is the Lord speaking? He's speaking through his men, the prophets. And there's no doubt about it. And the beautiful thing about it is that you do not validate whether we are prophets or not. So, quite frankly, we can care less whether you believe us or not. We're doing our job. If you don't believe us, go out into the world and go find out for yourself, because everybody will be affected, even us. But that's why we pray and hope that when that time comes, when the calamity hits, the Lord will provide a way for us. Just like when the flood came, he provided a shelter for Noah and his family. So we pray the same thing, that in this time the Lord will provide for us. So it says, "Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women." Why are they called careless? Because they didn't care. Okay, but the way you live your life, you don't prepare, you don't think, it's like you think that everything is gonna go on like sweet, like everything is just gonna be the way it is forever. A lot of people, if you were to ask them, like, so where do you see yourself in 5 years, 10 years? They'll tell you some shit about like, oh, ideally, I would like to have this, I'd like to build this house, or I want to get my money up and all. Nigga, did you not just see this? You're talking about money? My FRNs, the dollars, I'm saving up right now. Really? Is that what you're doing? You're saving up right now? You don't see what's going on in the news? Yeah, but come on. It happens, it's part of life. Yeah. Okay. And that's the thing. They think that this is just a phase in life, and it will just, it'll happen, it'll fix it, and then that's it. But a lot of people don't realize that this is the end. Like, this is where it stops. It doesn't go past this. Okay, we are at 99%. It ain't going past 100. This is the end of this is the last stop on the bus. And they think that no, we're just going to stop here and then go to the next stop. There is no next stop. And soon, when the chaos starts to ramp up even more and more, people are going to start to realize that, like, yo, hold up. I don't know what stop this is, but it ain't my stop. All right. So it says, verse 11, "Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones." When you tremble, yeah, that's right, the end game. When you tremble, okay, let's click into this word tremble. What's that? Charad. It says to tremble, to quake, to move about, be afraid, be startled, be terrified. Now let's look it up in Google. Tremble definition. It says of a person or part of the body shake involuntarily, typically as a result of anxiety, excitement, or frailty. Now, we're not talking about excitement here. Okay. This is it says a trembling feeling, movement, or sound. This is going to be out of fear. And as it says, to shake involuntarily, meaning when these things start happening, like when somebody's very nervous and their leg will start shaking and they can't control it. But this is going to be out of just sheer fear and terror. And you're being warned, tremble, because that's how bad it's going to be. Tremble. Like the scriptures are telling you that. Okay, once I find out where I was, where was I? Oh, wrong chapter. It's locked. Yeah. So tremble. You can shake uncontrollably. All of you who are at ease right now, thinking everything is sweet. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare and gird sackcloth upon your loins. And I mean, like, if you actually just sit down and meditate upon all the possible negativities that can happen or that will happen, and then you realize, and I mean, I'm sure you can imagine some pretty gruesome things, right? From recalling things you've seen in like horror movies, and from The Purge to whatever kinds of horror movies there are out there, right? And yet that's not going to compare to what's going to be taking place here. So just you imagine being in a time like that and having no sense of direction, no protection. I mean, damn. If you go watch a scary movie with a chick that's feminine, she sees a scary scene and then shit it's dark, the what do they call that? The suspense, and then she starts grabbing onto you, because and it's just a movie. You're in a movie theater. Literally, you're comfortable in seats, but based off of what you're seeing on the screen, there's like this dark, they're in the woods somewhere, the wind is blowing heavily. It's dark, you can't see anything, and you just hear like a twig, like a snap of a twig, right? And she's then what? That she's grabbed. Oh my gosh, I got startled over something that you're watching, that you're looking at. You don't feel the cold breeze inside of that movie that the main character is feeling. All kinds of horrible imaginations going on through their mind, the different sounds that they're hearing, the spider webs that are getting caught up in their face. You're not going through that. You're just looking at it. And even still, you get startled, you get scared. You're like, oh shit. So imagine when you become that main character. And by nature, you are designed to seek help. You're designed to run to one that is stronger for help when these things happen, and you find yourself alone. Maybe you're a mother with kids. Who are you going to go to? Maybe you're single. Maybe you have a man. But the scriptures say that a lot of these men, you know why there's going to be so much more women? Because a lot of these men are going to die. Just like women are. Half these men are not men. Over half of them are not men. And when the time comes, they're going to be dropping like flies. So now you find yourself seeking help. And everywhere you go, there's either a predator lurking around, or you're hungry, or there's a wild animal, or there's some crazy disease, or there's some troops that if they get you, it's over for you. And literally everywhere you're surrounded by dangers on every corner. See that's why the scriptures tell you to tremble, because it's going to be bad. Because when reality hits, there's going to be no escape. And no matter what you do, no matter what you say, you can be the most humble in the world, but no help will come for you. This is not a happy ever after. This time of Jacob's trouble does not have a happy ever after for anybody that's not of the elect. And a lot of people will not survive Jacob's trouble. Okay? So, verse 12, it says, they shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. Now, it's using the terminology of the ancient world, but to represent in this time, these are like the benefits, the things that they enjoyed while they were at ease, having easy access to these things. Now, this woman in this video, I think she was upset about them closing down what's the name of that thing? Cracker Barrel, something like that. I think it's like a restaurant or so. But in this time, They're gonna close down all of these things, and before they even get a chance to, it's gonna be broken into, because people are gonna get desperate. And you would think martial law would make it better. Of course not. Eventually they'll instill order, but imagine what kind of deadly force they're gonna have to use for that. So all of these things that they can easily get, you can easily go somewhere and do something. You can just call literally on the phone. You got women who are like who are in relationships, got 10 different dudes on 10 different, accounts, or social media or whatever. I mean, they're just comfortable. They here it is, they with their girlfriends, like, they open like a Snapchat message. Y'all seen the clips, look, I got this dude, look, he's sending me bread and all this, like, look at what he's saying, look at, playing all these games, just giggling and shit, doing stupid shit, and they got nothing better to do with their life, waiting for the weekend to come so they can go whole around in clubs and shit, go to them Coachellas and whatever they call those things. Okay, that is them being at ease. But when reality hits, it'll be a 180 just like that. Oh yeah, it's gonna be Diego. Yeah, that's it. It's gonna be Diego's night. See, Diego been waiting for a while. Now, but in all seriousness, man, it's gonna get very dangerous. Now, this is the book of Isaiah 13 and 12, because on the flip side, because right now people don't recognize Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, but they will when he brings that destruction, and they're gonna recognize his men, because the Lord is gonna make a very great distinction, a very great separation. He's gonna have to. Okay, he's gonna have to. And when you watch the movie, The Book of Eli, why do you think the chick followed Eli, the one that was following him everywhere he was going? Because she sensed the difference. She sensed that, this guy, not only does he know something, but I think my best chance is with this guy. So I'm gonna follow him, even if he doesn't want me around. I will tail him. I will trail and follow and beg and do whatever I need to do. You know why? Because guess what? In the beginning, when shit goes down, the initial impact is when a lot of people are going to see major levels of trauma. They're going to be traumatized. If they make it 3 days in, if they make it 2 weeks in, they're going to be super traumatized, because a lot can happen in 1 day. A lot can happen in 12 hours. A lot can happen in just 6 hours. Okay? It only takes one domino to bring all the rest down. And when they see that initial phase, your man might get shot in the head within the first 30 minutes. Because see, a lot of people, they don't know how to apply wisdom in this day and age. They think all hell is breaking loose, and that means that, you know what, I'm gonna just go out there and, anybody that says some shit, I'm knocking his ass out. Boom, shot in the head. So all hell broke loose within the first 30 minutes. Your man is dead. Now you're by yourself, and you don't know what to do, where to go. You're done. And say by some way, somehow, you managed to survive maybe a week in. You haven't been able to eat anything. Maybe you found like a half-eaten granola bar somewhere, had some flies on it, but you did what you had to do anyway. And then you struggled, went through all that. You haven't showered, you haven't brushed your teeth, you're tired, you haven't slept. You slept like what? I don't know, 10 hours within the past week. You're like a shell. At that point, when you like I'm about to read in Isaiah 13, when you see, a man of the Lord, you will see the difference, because the majority of the people are going to be looking like zombies, dead bodies. But when you see the man of the Lord, it's going to be like we read in Isaiah 32, like if you were crawling in a desert, hot as hell, damn near thinking you're dead, and you see an oasis, and then you think you're hallucinating. But then you go close and you're like, oh shit, it's actually water. You just, like that sign of relief, like, oh my God, like your eyes pop wide open. All of a sudden you get this sudden burst of energy to run and crawl into that water. That's what it's going to be like to encounter a man of the Lord in that time. To know that, oh my goodness, I have some sense of peace, of security. And that's when the begging begins. Because imagine if you were in the desert and you found that oasis, and then just as you're so close, just as you're about to dip your tongue, somebody's like, no, you can't have that. That's mine. That belongs to me. Oh my goodness. You think you're gonna want to argue with that person? Of course not. At that point, you're willing to do anything just to get even just one lick of that water. So just you imagine, you're gonna see that. That's why that's why the Most High basically is telling us not to fret. Don't worry about it, because he knows how. I mean, it's gonna be like clockwork. How quick and simple and easy it's gonna be to flip these people's mindsets and humble them. So, like the title says, man, reality is coming with a big hit. This is Isaiah 13:12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Now, when you actually look up the word here, to make, it's the same word as precious, and it says yaquar. It says here to esteem, be prized, be valuable, be precious, be costly, be appraised. So that's what the Lord is going to do. So think about it, right? The Lord is going to make a man esteemed. He's going to increase the value, right? It says here to be precious, be highly valued. So to make something precious. So then think about it. How do you make a man highly valued? Well, in every society, there are those that are considered high value. If you take this society, for example, when you look at individuals that are considered high value, what is it about them that people see them as high value? Well, what do people value? Because what makes these individuals high value is that they have a large amount of something that people value, whatever is perceived to be power or a great resource or something that not everybody has. And so it becomes valuable. Things gain value and when they're rare, right? When not everybody can just get access to them. And so they become more valuable. And when somebody has a easy access or a large amount of it, this person becomes valuable. See? So in that time of Jacob's trouble, all hell is breaking loose. How is the Lord going to make a man more precious? How is he going to increase the value of a man? Well, what are going to be some things that are going to be valued in the time of Jacob's trouble? Shelter, protection, food, provision, right? Stability. These are all going to be things that people are going to be looking for. And these are going to be things that the Lord is going to just freely give to his men. And we're going to have that. So we're not going to be having these struggles, you know, where you look like a skeleton, like an anorexic turtle, you know, you're just barely making it through the day. No. Okay. So that's why it's very crucial and important, you know, that you serve the Lord, because the Lord got something special for his servants. See, reality is coming, but we're welcoming reality. We're laying out the red carpet, you know, right this way. Come on. Yep. There you go. And these people have no clue what's coming. Brother put, what was that? Warriors for Yahushai. Precious, right? The word precious, similar term, esteem equals respect, admiration, typically for a person. Ain't that going to be something, right? Because where'd you get that in this society? This is 2 Ezra 16:73. Like I quoted earlier, right? Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. So once again, how are they going to know who the Lord's chosen are? Because clearly the average individual doesn't seem to know that now. So the Lord is going to make some key distinction, and that's going to be a part of that reality. Ezekiel 33:33. And as these things are taking place, everything is going to, and for us, it's just going to be like checking off a checklist. Yep, expected. Yep, expected. Yep, that's it. Check. And not only are we going to know what's happening, know what's coming next, we're going to know what to do, we're going to know what to expect, we're going to know how to get out of certain situations. And when it comes to things on a granular level where you don't, you know, because right now we the Lord said we're going to eat, for example. We can't tell you what the exact details are going to be, but we don't need the exact details. The abstraction is good enough. You tell us on a high level you're going to eat, that's all we need to know. We don't got to worry about the rest. Okay, whatever way the Lord sees fit, that's how he's going to feed you. But you best believe, you think when the Lord sent ravens to bring food for Elijah, you think Elijah was getting underfed? He was just getting barely enough So one day he got fed up and he just had like this spear waiting. He set this trap. So when the raven comes, he gonna take the meat and the raven to get that extra portion. No, the Lord wasn't doing that to Elijah. You know, when the Lord feeds you, you gonna have your fill. The scripture said we're gonna have plenteous, in abundance. Imagine that, having something that people are dying over, and you have it in abundance, so much so that you're like, I'm done, like I'm good, and there's still some left over. Two complete opposite feelings. Somebody is an empty stomach, like empty, like tank on E, and here you are, you so full, you like you don't even want to look at the food anymore. And you see that, and that's the power of the Lord. So moving on, this is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 14. It says, "For the hope of the ungodly is like dust that is blown away with the wind, like a thin froth that is driven away with the storm, like as the smoke which is dispersed here and there with a tempest, and passeth away as the remembrance of a guest that tarrieth but a day." All in all, what is it saying? Temporary. Okay, it's like it never happened. One day is there, the next day is gone. Because what do the ungodly hope for? All right, on the scale, on the level of, those that are, say, even Israelites, for example, okay, that are in that mindset, all their hopes are in vain because they hope for vanity. They hope for vain things. They're not hoping for the eternal things. They're not hoping to be a part of the elect. They're not hoping to do right by Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. So their hopes are in vain. They're hoping to make it in this society. They're hoping to live a better life and build a better future for their kids. Secure. Listen. You're trying to secure a future for your children. The best way to secure a future for your kids is by getting them right with the Lord. Just by you getting right with the Lord. Okay? This place is gone. Okay? Like literally, it's written. This place is gone. Not even that it's about to be. It's gone. The word has already been given that this place is gone. It's written. We read the scriptures on it all the time. When we read the scriptures, these are things that have been set. It's set in stone that this place is through. Remember, the Lord's word doesn't come back void. So it doesn't matter what you think, do, say, dream, pray. It doesn't matter. This place is gone. So why would you then try to say, I'm trying to secure secure what? The old world passeth away. It's going to go by fire. So why not lay your treasures in heaven? Why not set yourself up for the new one that's to come, which is much better than this? But then again, they don't see it. And that's why reality is coming with a big hit. It's going to give them a 20/20 vision. Okay? It says, verse 15, "But the righteous live forevermore." Hey, that's one thing too. We're blessed to have the hope of immortality. Our hope is actually full of immortality, and we hope in immortality because, man, shit, it gets to a point where you start to realize, damn, life is short. Like you really, you go through certain ages. You're a child, you're adolescent, you become a young adult, and you become an adult, and at that point, before you know it, you're like, damn, I'm already in my 30s. Shit, I'm already in my 40s. Goodness gracious. And then sometimes you don't notice these things until your body itself starts to shout at you, basically reminding you that, hey, you're not 28 anymore. You're not 22. You're not 25 anymore. Slow down a bit. And then that reality settles in your mind and you're like, shit, yeah, I'm really growing. I'm really getting old. And you're like, damn, like, so imagine I didn't have the hope that Yahushua would come back, that he would change our vile bodies, that we would get to extend this period and go on and on forever. Then that means this is it. You got what, a couple more decades, and then that's it. What? You know what I mean? Like, but guess what? Our hope is full of immortality. We know that the Lord is going to give us a reset, and that's going to go on for all eternity. So at that point, you can have that peace of mind. You can say, what? It's fine that I wake up with back pains because I know that that's temporal. It's not forever. It's literally temporary. So it's okay. And when you understand that, you're able to endure it because you're like, well, I just got to keep going just a little bit longer, and push through the pain, push through the suffering, whatever it is that you may go through. You know what? It's temporary. It's not forever. I don't have to because that'll stress you out even more. But you know that, what, just hang on a little bit longer. When the Lord comes back, he's going to take care of it all. He's going to take it all away. You're going to be back in your prime. You're going to be nice and youthful. And you're going to stay that way. And as a matter of fact, you're going to be in the top perfect shape. The ideal man or the ideal woman. That's what we're going to be. The perfection of creation. That's a nice title right there. All right. So it says here, their reward also is with the Lord, and the care of them is with the Most High. I mean, what better care is there than that with the Lord? Like literally, if you think about it, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is our caretaker. Let's look up the word caretaker. Who or what is a caretaker? Caretaker. Definition. Oh, look, they even got jobs for it. So a caretaker, a person employed to look after a building. Well, hey, the scriptures say that we're the Lord's building, right? The temple of the Lord. A person employed to look after people or animals. So the Lord is our caretaker, meaning he got everything mapped out. What are you going to eat? When are you going to eat? What are you going to, where are you going to sleep? How are you going to be good? How are you going to be protected? Take care. So we don't even have to worry about those things. Like children don't worry. All they know is when they're hungry, mommy or daddy, I'm hungry. I'm tired. I tired. I sleep right here. What? All of that. But they don't worry. Oh, I got to go to the grocery store. No. They don't worry about that. You as their caretaker worry about that. About when they're going to shower, when they're going to sleep, what they're going to eat, when they're going to eat, how they're going to get to school, how they're going to get back home. You worry about that. They just live. So guess what? The Lord is our caretaker. That's why he said, don't worry about these other things, about tomorrow and what are you going to eat and what are you going to wear. I'm your caretaker. That's my job. I will take care of that. You just do what I told you to do. Just like you tell your child, just go to school. I'll take you there. I'll pick you up. Just do what I told you to do. That's it. And that makes life so much easier. Delightful. Truly delightful. This is Stay in the Spirit 144, Job 19:25. For I know that my Redeemer liveth, and that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth. Job verse 26. And though after, that's it. And though after my skin worms destroy this body, yet in my flesh shall I see God. Because Job understood. And that was comforting enough. He knew that in that time, that obviously in his time period, he was going to die. His body was going to break down. It was going to be decomposed. But how would he see the Lord in his body? Because he would be reincarnated. He would be here again. And then when the change comes, we would no longer need to have to go through the cycle of death and reincarnation and all that. That's it. It's final. Okay. Verse 27, it says, whom I shall see for myself, and mine eyes shall behold, and not another, though my reins be consumed within me. So we're good. Okay. Even those that passed away, that died in the Lord, guess what? They're good. You're set. You're all set. So now we just got to finish, and cross that finish line. Verse 16, it says, therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom. I mean, just a beautiful kingdom. There's certain places on the earth today, right, that you can look up, like some vacation spots, for example, or some villas or some nice mansions. And you can look at these things literally for hours. You can look at some mansions. You can look at them and say, damn, see like most luxurious mansions in the world. And this is the world in its base form. Like $8.5 billion for these things. Okay, they got better ones, but they got mansions that look like they straight out of a freaking Disney princess movie. Like somebody drew this thing into reality, which technically they did, right? Architects and all that. But they got things that, and these are just basic stuff. There's stuff that we haven't even seen. Okay, just nice. I hope they don't give me no copyright. I'm just posting pictures, man. I mean, they got nice things, right? And that's in the world, that's in this world in the base forms. And there's still some very beautiful places, like natural, beautiful places on the earth right now. So can you imagine in the earth, with the earth in its base form, we can still see these things. And then the Lord changing that, going from literally from 0 to 100. And I mean 100 when we get to the kingdom, we will then actually realize, what does beauty actually look like? It will dawn on you that, you know what, I've never actually seen beauty before. Do you want to talk about a beautiful woman? You in the kingdom is when you will properly be using the term beautiful. Okay, now that is a beautiful woman, or that is life. You know what I mean? Like, this is joy, this is laughter, this is peace. Here we really just have a false perception of peace, or because it's all temporary. You have a peace of mind. You ever had a peace of mind for a week straight? Mm, mm, okay. Because there's gonna be something is gonna jump in there and just give you that stress. If you don't get that stress, you know, but that's, we think like certain things we do here are actually joyous, like this is actually food, this is actually water. Like, no, in the kingdom, that's why it says we're gonna receive a glorious kingdom. That's when we're gonna understand, wow, this is actual rest. This is what it's like to actually relax and not worry. Like, this is what the scriptures meant when it says they're gonna lie down and none shall make them afraid, and they're gonna sing aloud upon their beds. Like, this is what that actually feels like, and it'll be glorious because we've really never felt that before. So it says, receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand. Whoa, hold up. From the Lord's hand. Custom, tailor-made, perfect, just for you. It says, for with his right hand shall he cover them, and with his arm shall he protect them. So reality is coming with a big hit. But you know what? It's going to be received in two different ways, right? Such as offer the sword to the sword. Those that are going to get the reality check with pain, right? They're going to lose their minds. They're going to cry. They're going to weep, and all of those things. You're going to have those on one end, the reward that's coming for them. And then you're going to have those on the other hand who are going to, reality is going to come in, and guess what? It's going to be in favor of the elect. So we welcome reality. We welcome it sooner than later. Okay. Let's see what else we got on here. That's it. This is Jeremiah the weeping prophet, 144. Wisdom of Solomon 3:1. But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of God, and there shall no torment touch them. What do you have to worry about? Do you honestly think about it two ways, right? If the souls of the righteous are in the hand of God, and there shall no torment touch them, and you're still afraid, then you need to think one of two ways. You're not of the righteous, or you think that there's actually something that can touch you when you're in the hand of the Lord. That means you're doubting the power of the Lord. It's going to be one of two things. You're either afraid because you're not of the righteous, so this doesn't apply to you, or you are doubting the power of the Lord. And you can't do that now. The scriptures talk about what's going to happen to the unbelievers, and those that are fearful, So just have the faith in the Lord, man. But as the title goes, reality is coming with a big hit, and you're going to see more and more of these people, more and more people taking social media videos and, yo, this is happening, and yo, people, y'all got to wake up. Yeah, now y'all got to wake up. People crying. I'm sorry, I'm trying to hold it back, but I can't. Well, let it out. Okay, let it out. Anyway, I'm going to end it here. Lord willing, that was edifying and exhorting to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachah, Kodash. And until next time, Shalom.